to do the same stuff. So they gave me a couple of.
What did they give you?
I did my whole stuff, so they asked me to
What are the stuff?
Because you need to be more.
You have to be very specific now, please.
I'm not a medical doctor.
You can't say that.
You have an ailment that is
exactly. It's life-threatening. You can't say that.
So
yes.
So these are the tests I'm running. So maybe when the test,
not that you have run.
No, they just asked me to.
So by stage 4, shouldn't you have already run those tests?
They didn't ask me to run this, so it is not my fault.
I know, but I'm curious as to how you came to the stage 4 conclusion.
That was what I was told.
Without any tests being done.
I mean, this doesn't prove anything, unfortunately, because...
What's that report that you have?
It just says...
What's up, my people? Hope you guys are having a beautiful Easter season. Yes, it's an update that brought me here today again on the said Blessingceo's stage 4 cancer. You remember she went on Daddy Freeze's live and made a big mess of herself, concerning the said stage 4 cancer. As if that was not enough, my people, she went on Arise TV. And this, I would say, was a nail on the head and hammer on the nail. Or how would I call it? She made a total mess of everything. In fact, she thought, initially I was like, okay, but like say, don't go read small, about the story. And it was like she was giving that. But then, unknown to her, the person that came, the other one was a doctor, because Arise TV brought a doctor that was, interviewing her and like, no, this, no, this, like she made a total mess of everything. That's, what I would say in a nutshell. And I cannot understand how this girl thinks she can just keep going, fooling everybody when she's actually fooling herself. I think at this time I would just say, Blessingceo, hush, zip it, close it, and enter house. Do apology. It is high time you just go and say, oh, I messed up. Period. If you want your money, I'll give you your money back. Anyway, guys, let me not get ahead of myself. Listen to how she made a big mess of herself on Arise TV. Watch this.
I didn't.
To the guy who just spoke on social media.
Absolutely.
But for some coincidence or some funny reason, the reports tally. The report the guy posted and the report here, they are totally the same. Word for word.
This doesn't tell us that it's stage 4.
But you are not even saying the oncologist whose name is there.
No, the pathologist.
The pathologist whose name is there said he doesn't
lives in
know
Asaba and he doesn't know anything about this.
So, Blessing, what do you want to say about that?
No, so the way it works is that, in medicine, there are different fields, right? So the process for a person that comes with a breast lump, you don't know what it is. So the first stage is to go for imaging. You come back from imaging. Right now, the modality is to do a biopsy, finally do aspiration biopsy. Even if it comes out benign, you have to take out the lump. You cannot go because you cannot be very sure
from the
yes, because
that is whether she wanted it or not.
That is the
not
carelessness.
your choice, unless you discharge yourself against or you do it against medical advice. It's not likely. You cannot come to me and you said you're not ready unless you're not medically fit. Maybe you're very sick, you're pregnant, you're not medically fit. But it's a if they're thinking it's benign, it's a simple surgery. It's not invasive.
Okay.
It's a day surgery. Some people go home that same day. They do go home that same day.
No, but you see, right now it is they are conflicting. There's already inconsistency, because on one hand you are showing her the same report that was displayed last week. Blessing, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You are showing her the same report that was displayed last week. Meanwhile, you're saying you're not the one that sent it to that guy.
I have not seen the result that you displayed there.
But so there was a screenshot.
Yes. So like I said,
you have another report.
Everybody says, okay, go for an open auction. So I went to Luke's cancer center, to do the same stuff. So they gave me a couple of.
What did they give you?
I did my whole stuff, so they asked me to
What are the stuff?
Because you need to be more.
You have to be very specific now. Please.
I'm not a medical doctor.
You can't say that. You can't.
have an ailment that is
exactly.
serious.
It's life-threatening. You can't say that.
So,
Yes.
so these are the tests I'm running. So maybe when the
Running,
test...
not that you have run.
No, they just asked me to. So
So
I
by
think
stage 4,
it
shouldn't
will
you have
come out.
already run those tests?
They didn't ask me to run this, so it is not my fault.
I know, but I'm curious as to how you came to the stage 4 conclusion
That was what I was told.
without any tests being done.
I mean, this doesn't prove anything, unfortunately, because
What's that report that you
it
have
just says it states a series of tests that she should carry out.
there? If what?
It's just a series of tests, chest X-ray, that we do to confirm metastasis, right? But this is not solid enough, because I can enter LASUF right now and write anybody's name and write this series of tests, right?
The result is not out.
This is not a result, exactly. So results will be more,
So
exactly.
let the result come out. I can now come back and show it to you people.
Okay, first and
So
foremost,
it's
I
a
want to
second
ask,
option.
because right now, the area is still very grey, and I really think that we need to dig deeper, because cancer is not a joke by
It's
any
not,
standard.
that's
So I want to
true.
ask you, Inve, if someone publicly claims a serious illness and is later proven false, especially after receiving sympathy or financial support, what legal consequences arise? And does the law distinguish between deliberate deception and misinformation where money is involved?
Thank you. I think the first point I want to make is that as human beings, it is only natural to be empathetic. If somebody comes on record and say, I have been diagnosed with cancer, the person goes further to even say stage 4 cancer. I'm not a doctor. I'm happy we have one here who is very brilliant and knows her stuff. But for me as a lawyer, if I hear stage 4 cancer, that sounds life-threatening to me. So the first issue that aroused my curiosity is that the victim, in quote, as it were, Blessing, who is here, I had to review some of the videos she has put out. And I did not see somebody who is sober, so somebody who has been diagnosed with cancer. Cancer victims that I know, I mean, I know she's a very outspoken person. I give that to her. She's very vociferous about her views. But if you are diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, there should be that immediate, instantaneous
Curiosity.
sobriety, calmness, reflection. But when you are diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and you are still on social media antagonizing people, it is expected that people will want to know, is this really a cancer patient? Cancer is not a joke. Secondly, I listened to the defense she has put forward. I'm actually again quite amazed that she has come on a rise to defend herself. And I just hope that what she has said is true, because if you are coming on national television to reassert what you have said on social media, if subsequently it is found that what you said was not true legally, that can be very perilous, because you are basically telling Nigerians that, look, I am willing to go to any lengths to defend myself. Now, what could be the implication, assuming that our claim is shown later not to be correct? Don't forget, she has just presented a medical report to us. She has obliged us, and you notice I was very interested in having the doctor look at it. The doctor has confirmed that, to the best of our knowledge, substantial facts in that document is not correct. The most relevant being the name of the doctor. A medical report is only a report if it is authenticated by a doctor.
Which the doctor has denied.
Yes, the moment it is like the judgment of a court. If I come before you now and say I got a judgment from a court, the most important element of that document that will show that this is a judgment of a court is to look at the name of the judge who signed or wrote or read the judgment, who delivered the judgment. So where she says she has spoken to the doctor whose name is on the report, the doctor has disclaimed the document, the doctor and the location of the doctor is also being contested. That worries me. Okay. So Blessing will have to offer explanation on the origin of that document. Now, under the law, if a person is found to have obtained money under false pretenses, that itself is a serious matter. It is a crime that can be prosecuted. Those who have made donations I am not making conclusion here. I'm just giving broad, generic commentaries. Those who have made donations for Blessing on account of a public assertion, on account of a representation in the public that she has been found to have stage 4 cancer, if it is later confirmed that this is not true, they can sue her for deceit, which is a tort. They can sue to recover the money. So I hope that Blessing has spoken to a lawyer to advise her on the gravity of what is at stake. This is not just a matter for social media debates. This is just not just a matter for bloggers to train with. This is not just a matter that is trivial. This is a matter that has serious implications. This is a matter that even the medical doctor whose name has been associated may file an action for defamation.
And also the woman who claims that she's the original.
There are series of implications which I have highlighted. The doctor whose name is associated may have a cause of action, and I am hoping the doctor will actually come forward and begin to address the issue. Okay. The Medical and Dental Council should be interested in knowing how a doctor's name appeared on a document where somebody says I have stage 4 cancer, and that document is now being disputed, so that if she was misled, if somebody gave her that document and say, oh, on the basis of this document, you can establish this claim, that person should also come forward to explain how he or she came about. If the doctor truly did not issue that document, Blessing has to explain who gave it to her, where the person got it from. So, are we looking at potential forgery here? Are we looking at altering documents, which is a crime? Are we looking at obtaining money by false pretenses? Are we looking at the thought of deceit? These are the legal issues. So, I hope and I pray that Blessing has truly appreciated that this is a serious matter. Okay. And I want to say again for the record, that as human beings, it is expected we are empathetic. I'm not here, and Blessing, you are not on trial. We are not persecuting you here. We are just seeking clarity because we have gone on public to seek funds. Ruth, I have raised money for Nigerians. If you follow me on social media, I have raised millions and millions and millions of naira for many Nigerians in the last few years. There is no single instance. In fact, I've raised money for people that have medical issues. There is no instance where I have gone on social media to use my platforms to help people in need raise money without being specific on what the money is required for, without substantiating the purpose for which that money is raised. So you owe the public an explanation. It is not enough to say, I cannot put out my reports, right? People have donated money. I don't know how much it is, but people have donated money. They deserve some accountability. They deserve a cogent response. And for me, at this moment, I am not satisfied. She said she has gone to Lute. At this time, Lute has recommended tests. Lute has not made a diagnosis. No. The evidence she has shown to prove the diagnosis has been discredited. So my conclusion as the lawyer at this material time is that the claim of a cancer diagnosis has not been established.
Okay.
You've seen it. Yeah. And yeah. So how, I don't know how dumb can someone be? At this time, I would have thought that, she would have realized the implication of this thing that she's doing. And she goes on making it more, I don't know. Is this, what do you think, guys? Like, is she trying to make it, the controversial? We all know her, that she's kind of, this controversial Blessing that we know. Is she trying to bounce on our intelligence? Because Blessing, I don't understand again. In fact, I don't get it anymore. Because you come online, you will laugh, so I don't get it. Blessing. Blessing, I beg. Enter house. Stop the interview. You know the needful. I think it is high time. You just tell Nigerians the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Anyway, guys, that's it for me on this one. See you on the other one. Bye.